This is nice. I've never done a gig with carpet before. It looks like a 5-year-old fairy princess kind of threw glitter on it too. I like the vibe. Hey, how y'all doing tonight? One more time. Thank you. I just like fucking with you a little bit. I want to thank Miles for putting me up here. I only had to guilt trip him once to get up here. It was real fun. Before PLN started, he came up to me and was like, hey, if you want to do some comedy on PLN, you can be one of the first or second people in there. And I was like, oh, word? Cool. I show up to the first show. He goes, anytime you want to go up. And I go, anytime you want to book me. And he gave a real awkward laugh, like, ha 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 ha, and like tried to escape. It was kind of like the laugh y'all gave to start PLN. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I won't knock on Miles too much. I don't know him that well. It's a tobacco-free campus. I don't know if it's a bullet-free campus yet. I'm testing out the waters. The real reason I'm here is because of Vic the cameraman. Hi Vic. It's real funny because Vic works for me actually. He's my student aide. And that's how, this gig is how he got this job, so I scratch my back, you scratch yours, am I right? I'm talking to him on the interview and he's like, yo, I do this thing called PLN, and I could get you on there. And I was like, you're hired. So don't let anybody ever tell you bribery doesn't get you anywhere, because it gets you a lot of places, in my opinion. But I was real excited to meet Vic, and then I got real excited to see Vic and to work with him because he has a real particular aesthetic. Like, I meet Vic and he's wearing a wife beater and he has like a pentagram and a devil on his shoulder. And I'm like, is he a Satanist? Can he help me sell my soul for some Yeezy boots? Cause like I got 3 pairs of sneakers and some Crocs. I stand by the Crocs wholeheartedly. Yeah. But those 3 pairs of sneakers are bad, and I need a level up.
Yes,
he was
sir.
like, nah, I'm not a Satanist. I'm a Ozzy Osbourne fan. And he went, ah. And I was like, hell yeah, close enough. But people ask me all the time, Nick, why do you hire student aides? Why don't you hire professionals? And I'm gonna be honest, I like my people newbie, because it's a very humbling experience. Like every time they almost drop me, it's like, touche gravity, you still there, still doing your job. And I've had some pretty bad experience with professionals, to be honest with you. Like I had this one person, let's call him Dave. And Dave was a real weird guy, because he'd always give me advice when I didn't want it. And it was like weird advice. Like he'd look at my walker and be like, you know, you should change those wheels to roller skates. And you should change your sneakers to wheelies so you move faster. And at first I was like, all right, and he's just trying to be nice. But then he told me he wanted to join ICE. I was like, nah. I don't know if I should be taking advice from this guy. His morals are skewed. He'd be have me wear wheelies and skate on roller skates and try to kidnap little Mexican children for him. I'm not doing that. A little pause for the Mexican children. Yeah. Thank you. And I had this other dude, and I swear to you, he was a serial killer. He would wear the same sweater vest every day, and he'd have a big bushy mustache. So I called him Mustache Man. I know, creative. And the thing about Mustache Man is he didn't really talk. So whenever we had to do stuff together, he'd just kind of grunt at me. He'd just go, oh, and I go, I guess I have to go somewhere now. It was kind of really horrifying in like closed spaces though, because I was like, this is it. This is where I die. I'm gonna be a statistic in the Mustache Man murders. But never happened though. Sometimes, I have weird professionals, but good things come out of it. Weird professional aids. Like, a major side note. I really love roller coasters, right? One big problem though. Every time I get on a roller coaster, I tense up and I shoot up and I look like, keyword is look like here, I'm about to fly out of the roller coaster. Which is not ideal when you're trying to get on a roller coaster. And not ideal when you're trying to convince someone to put you on a roller coaster, right? So you might be like, Nick, what do? Thank you for asking. I'm glad you care. I just don't tell them. I just hop on the roller coaster and let whatever happens, happen. And one time, I got a dude that I've never met before. Let's call him Mr. Kent. And one thing you need to know about Mr. Kent is he's super strong. Like, he's built like Superman. I'm pretty sure he is Superman, right? And I know this because one time a building was on fire and I was on the 3rd floor and he just threw me over his shoulder and was like, I'll save you, bum-ba-da. And I was out of that building in 2 seconds and I was like, what the fuck are you doing at a school? You should be out there fighting crime, saving lives. Apparently, you good? All right, and we're back. I used to be out there fighting crime. Apparently, crime doesn't pay very well, and they have horrible insurance. Pre-existing condition. Who knew? So I get on the roller coaster, and I start to breathe because to calm me down, and so it doesn't look like I'm about to shoot out of the roller coaster. And I hear screaming, like, "Wah!" And all of a sudden, I could finally make out the screaming, and it's Mr. K yelling at me, "Scream, Nicky! Scream!" And then the roller coaster drops. So I'm screaming, "Ah!" He's screaming, "Ah!" I'm screaming, "Ah!" He's screaming, You get the point. And let me tell you, when someone who's built like Superman tells you to scream, you scream like your life depends on it. Probably because you think it does. So we scream for like the whole ride, and the ride slows down. And I must have given him a funny look, because he looks at me and he starts laughing. And I go, what do you think is so funny? And he goes, I forgot to tell you, I really love roller coasters. I was like, yeah, maybe you love them a little too much. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Who wants the mic? Going once, going twice.
We'll take it.
Will you take it?